A similar tragic ending is shared by another role that Domingo has managed to make his own.
I loved it. I love Pagliacci. It's Otello. You cannot forget Otello when you do Pagliacci.
This Pagliacci with Zeffirelli, this is quite a different production. It's a live performance, but then we went to the studio and we did some filming. And so it's a combination of performance in the opera house and studio filming. It's this kind of atmosphere of the circus, which is everything apparently so happy and everything so sad. All these clowns doing 1,000 things, you know, so all these mirrors changing, lights, everything is dangerous. It's like the Joker in the films of Batman in a way, and it's like in Cabaret, you know. So it's this kind of happiness, and it's not really happiness.
E solo vuol restare per farla corte a netta.
In most of the Pagliacci I did in my life, I made the character, let's say, good. But Zeffirelli insisted in making me quite a lot older. Here we see a more dangerous man in this Canio, you know. It's easier to understand when you have more age.
Canio is a selfish old bastard. Was picked up this poor girl and she was not even 20, was 16. And put her in a position that she could not develop her own feelings. And when she is confronted with the real thing, which is love, he doesn't accept it.
What's known as the Verismo style is distinguished by realistic depictions of contemporary life rather than historical or mythical subjects.
The Verismo adds a dimension to the operatic event because the actor-singer can push in the direction of acting more easily than in romantic roles. Well, fury has to be fury, musically articulated. But in Verismo, fury really can be anything that tenor or baritone feels that evening, that lets it go. It's a great piece, Pagliacci. I understand Placido. I want to do it over and over again.
A second earthquake in Mexico City. Thousands are now feared dead.
In September 1985, 2 earthquakes struck Mexico City, where many of Placido Domingo's close relatives still lived.
For 3.5 hours, Mrs. Nancy Reagan toured the devastated areas of the city. America's First Lady was visibly shocked by what she saw. She also met opera star Placido Domingo, whose aunt, uncle, nephew and cousin were inside a block of flats when the earthquake struck.
In Mexico in 1985, you were there. You felt that you needed to do something and to be a part of that.
I was singing at the time in Chicago, Othello, and I was able only to do the opening night. Then I went to Mexico and they understood me. Then I was not in any state, shape, or then I cannot sing. Then I had to find my relatives, and unfortunately, so the news were, and we lost them.
They say that you have no idea what it means to find out in the rubbish the body of a little child dead, covered with blood. He had that experience live there in the ruins. He came back very shaken.
Being in the middle of all the people that they were suffering the same tragedy, like I was, my family was, I realized that these people not only they have the tragedy of losing relatives, but they have the tragedy of losing their homes, of losing everything. They have many orphans, many children, they lost their parents. So I decided that I have to work for it.
Domingo staged a series of fundraising concerts worldwide for the victims of the disaster.
So far, he's raised almost £1 million around the world. Today, he handed over the first cheques amid scenes of emotion to those who had lost everything in the earthquake, their homes, wives, husbands, sons or daughters.
It's important that we all do to, at the limit of our possibilities, then we all help,